So what I want to do here is I'm going to be working on this romantic country. This is a little cruise ship, I guess, a little boat. And it's looking from the inside like a little cabin. It's kind of cute. So I thought this would be fun. So let's kind of get started here on this one. So let's go in a little closer here. Okay. All right, let's start here with the windows. All right. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do these colors here. We've got some sky blue light, then we've got some non-photo blue, then we got some cobalt blue, then we got some Copenhagen blue, and a white. All right, so we got to try to do the sky first, okay? So when I do the sky here, what I want to do is I'm going to just kind of patching, like kind of go across in a sky motion, like kind of like a cross like this, but leave areas of white in there. You know, can you see how I'm putting like little areas of white so it's kind of streaky across like that? See? There, and I'm going across sideways. See? Because I want it to have like a little sideways effect. Can you see how that was? I know it's light, so hopefully you can see how that went across, okay? All right, then what I want to do is I want to take the non-photo blue now, and with the non-photo blue, what I want to do here with the non-photo blue is I want to kind of do the same thing, but I want to make like areas like this, like see how I'm kind of coming around like areas so that where it's white, so it's kind of like there's like kind of like patchy in the background, like little kind of like, so that there's even more clouds back there, so it's a little bit patchy, so it's not just one solid color. See, that way it's a little bit more a little bit more natural, you know, like a little patchy. See, instead of just filling it in all one color. Gives more of an effect like it's a sky back there, right? So I'm just filling it in like this. See, just kind of come across like this, really patchy, nice patchy. Leave a little couple open areas, like there's clouds in here. Okay, just patchy, real patchy, just sideways, zigzag motion. Okay. It gives like a little, kind of like an airy. See how it gives like a little airy look to it? And the openness, like there's a little bit of clouds in here. Okay. And then the edges, I want to start kind of coming around here for the edges. And on the edges, I want to make it a little bit more, start giving it some detail on the edges where I come in a little bit darker. And on the top, it's going to be a little darker on the top, you know. And kind of come in here. Okay. And you just kind of work it all around a little bit. Get your little details going. Get your, see? You want to, okay, get the little areas going here. It's a little patchy, patchy. We're going to be blending it in, so if it's a little messy, it doesn't matter. You want to keep it kind of neat though, if you can. But usually it's darker towards the top. So you just kind of play around a little. Just play around with it to your kind of nice. Make some areas darker. And you just kind of play with it till you are happy with your look. See, just kind of play around with it just to make it a nice little airy look for the background. Okay, now let's take our this is our cobalt blue. Okay, now the cobalt blue, what we want to do is we want to kind of underline this cloud here, and then we want to kind of go around some of these areas here, and you want to just kind of where now, like your when you're doing this, your non-photo blue kind of made its own little streak. So you just kind of follow along maybe what the ones it already made, you know. You kind of made its own little trails. So maybe you just want to accent some of the ones that were already there and just kind of go underneath. You know what I mean? You're just kind of giving it a little bit more accents. Giving it a little bit more drama, extreme coloring. Okay, just keep coming along, more of that choppiness, just throw in some of that choppiness. It's usually a little lighter as you get down into this, you know, towards this bottom part. Usually darker up at the top, so we're just going to make it a little bit darker at this top here. And you can just play around here. See this, you just kind of, same, just kind of choppy, just throw it in there. Okay. Go. Give it a nice little look to it, huh? All right, now we're going to throw in this Copenhagen blue, and the Copenhagen blue is going to go right across this top here, along the sides, just to really give it a little bit more of a depth to it, and then maybe underneath cloud here, underneath the cloud here, and maybe we're gonna shade it in some areas here, shade it in some areas over here, and so you just kind of play around, just just see how I'm just kind of in that sideways saw motion, you know? And then up here it's going to be a little bit darker in there. You just do it however much you like, however dark you want it. Alright. Maybe leave a little light in here. Okay. I think I might want to put some, you know, I think I might. I think I will. Let's try a little, let's grab a little hot pink. Let's throw some hot pink in here, huh? Yeah. Throw a little hot pink in here. What do you think, huh? Yeah, why not? And I think, not too much, just a little bit of hot pink in there for a little bit, and I think let's try a little bit of canary yellow. Let's throw a little bit of canary yellow, but remember yellow and blue make a green, so we got to be a little careful with the canary yellow. But I'm thinking maybe just a little bit, just a little bit. Okay. Just a little bit, just for a little bit of, just a very touch, because you got to remember yellow and blue make a green, so you don't want to put too much in there, but just a little bit, just a little touch. Okay, and then I think we need to add a little bit of that sky blue light in the cloud here, a little little bit of that sky blue light in the cloud here. And then maybe a little bit of blue, just a little bit maybe. Bottom, a little bit on the bottom. Okay, now let's take a little bit of that Copenhagen blue and maybe outline the bottom of that a little bit. And maybe you want to outline the bottom of the top. Just to get that going a little bit. See, there you go. I got a nice little area. Now let's take our white. And with our white, let's start going like this with our white. Take our white and just go across. And see how it's just kind of blending it all together. And you just, what it does is it just kind of blends it all together. Okay? Just blend that all together. So it gives it a real kind of a cool, just gives it a cool, but go sideways, because if you go this way, it's going to smear it that way, and then you won't have that flow going across. I'm pushing pretty hard because I want to get that, I want it to smear, you know, like it's smearing across. There we go. Alrighty. There you go. Alright, so we got a little sky going here. And yours will probably come out different, you know, depending on how you did your little scribbles. Okay, and how you laid it down. So, alright, cute little sky. Alrighty. And then we got to do the same on the other side, okay? So we got to do the same thing on the other side. So, on the other side now, got to this here again, so we're going to take our sky blue light and come across nice and choppy. Nice and choppy across, see? And depending on how you lay it, it's going to depend on how the little streaks come out, you know? Alright. And then might as well put it in here too, huh? These ones you could kind of go around if you want, because as they're fluffy, you can make little circles inside here. Okay. Alrighty, now let's take the next one, the non-photo blue, and then just do the same thing with our streaks. Make our streaks. And we've got our little streaks going. You can make some darker, some lighter. See? Just have fun with it. Take your time. Point is to have a good time and just have fun, right? Okay, then we're going to take our next color again, which is the that cobalt blue, and then we're going to come across here. That's good. There we go. There, and then same thing. Just kind of come across. And again, depending on how you make your streaks, that's going to determine how your final little smear is going to look, right? So your little streaks across your sky here. There you go. Yeah. Okay, and then now we'll do the Copenhagen blue. Come around here. And then it depends on where you want your, how you want it. And then I'm going to take the white, and then I'm going to blend it across with the white. See? There you go. Just come across in the white like this. Okay. There you go. Just kind of smush it all around so you got a nice little sky. Like so. Okay, then if you gotta add some more, you could just put some more in here like so. So just put it, if you want to add any more touches, just go ahead and add some more touches in like so. Okay. There you go. Put in some little touches if you want to. If you missed a couple areas like I did in here, I wanted to miss a little areas, you just put them in there. Now in here I wanted to add some pink too here, so I'm going to take that hot pink and throw in some hot pink. The hot pink gave it a nice little touch, huh? Like a little sunset. I'll put maybe a little more in here too, huh? Just kind of gave it a nice little, kind of like a glow to it. I like the hot pink in there actually. Just put some in here. Okay. And then I'm going to put in just a hint of yellow. Just a smidge. For a little bit of a glow along the background, huh? Alright, maybe a little bit more back in here. A little tropical glow, kind of like a, I don't even mind the green because it's kind of like, what is it, the Northern Lights, right? Kind of like the Northern Lights, yeah? Okay, really pretty. Alright, alrighty. Okay, now I think since I have the yellow out, the canary yellow, I'm just going to base this. I'm going to do the same thing, just up and down motions, leaving some white there. And up and down motions over here too, just leaving white, just up and down, messy, just really messy. Up and down, choppy, messy, okay? There's a reason for that, because we're going to put some greens in there. Alright? Alrighty. Okay, so that's that. Now we got to do the water. Alright? So for the water, let's see. Alright, so let's do the water, okay? So let's take a cloud blue and let's do the same exact technique, but we're going to use different colors because we want them, you know, we don't want them to be the same, but the same technique though. So we're just gonna take a cloud blue and same technique. Okay, might as well do the same side over here too. So just go across. Do the same way. Okay, then now let's take a blue lake. All right, so with the blue lake, let's start here, and we're gonna, with the blue lake, do the same thing with the blue lake, but now we want to have more ripples. Okay, and I want it darker up at the top, so now I want a little bit more ripples. So I think I want to have some, maybe little highlights in the water, like that. Lighter up in the front. Okay. Okay, then do the same over here. Okay. I want to leave it like there's maybe a little highlight here, like coming down here, so that's why I'm leaving it like a little bit more lighter in that area. Say more. Okay. So you just easy peasy, just breezy, easy peasy breezy. That's all right. Okay. Alrighty. Making the side a little darker than the other side. Just however you want to do yours, just alrighty. Okay, then let's do some true blue. So now we'll take some true blue and we'll do the same thing only with the true blue. See how I'm just coming around like this, just leaving a little bit of area in here just so that it's kind of like got a little highlight, like it's moonlight, or you know, I don't know, not moonlight, but you know, maybe just a little bit of a highlight for interest, you know. Edges are kind of coming along the edge, you know. Maybe we're going to blend it, so. Just accent it wherever you want to have little accents. Wherever you want your little accents to go. Maybe you want to accent this little area here. accent these. Accent these little guys. Create your own, whatever. Alrighty. Okay, then now let's put in some Mediterranean blue. Same way, but along this top part, make it a little bit darker. But the top, because that's gonna add a little bit of a shadow here with the Mediterranean blue. Give it a little bit of a and I'm just gonna kind of go along the edge. I'm not really gonna put any in the middle. Just go along the edge. And then over here, just gonna go along the top. Just the sides. You're just going to play around with it however yours comes out. They're all going to come out different depending on how you made your little streaks, you know, and where you laid your color. Well, there you go. Just kind of mess around there. All right, and then take the same thing with your white. Actually, let me try, let me blend this with the cloud blue and see what happens instead of the white. Blending it with the cloud blue instead of the white. Yeah, just blend it with your cloud blue. The white might wash it out too much. Take your cloud blue and use that to blend, and just go across. Okay, and then let's see if you put your white in the middle, what happens. Just, yeah, it doesn't really do much, but you can put some white in the middle if you want, just, or wherever you wanted, little. It doesn't really do much. It does a little bit, but just to give it a little highlight there. Okay. So I got a little bit more. Okay. All right. All right, now let's take some indigo blue here. We need to give it a nice bottom here. So let's take some indigo blue, a nice baseline for the, you know, for the shoreline or whatever. It needs to have a nice dark underneath here. So just take this, an indigo blue, that's what this one is, and go nice and dark on the bottom here. And really give it a nice finishing touch here with your indigo to give it a nice finishing touch. Just on the edges. See? Like so. Okay, see, it really gives it a nice blue, oceany type feeling, huh? Nice watery look to it, doesn't it? Oh, oh boy, my phone is going off there, isn't it? All right, so just I'm just going along the edges here. I want to make sure it's blended though. You don't want to have a weird edge like that. You want to make sure you bring everything in so it doesn't look weird. Okay, just scribble it in. Got nice water. All right, nice. We got our water. Okay. Now, all right. Now let's take some kelp green, and with some kelp green, just take some jaggedy motions up on this little fence right here, and go like this. I'm going to make it look like kind of like more like a bushy type thing. It's going to be like a bushy fence, but I don't really want it to look like a fence. I want it to look more like a bush. Like a bushy type fence. So I'm gonna, okay, all right. Okay, then I'm gonna do the same thing on this side here. I'm gonna sharpen it. Make sure you've got to have it sharp because it's easier if it's sharper. Okay. And you want it just, see, blotchy, just scribbling. See how I'm like this to give it a texture-y. Okay, alrighty. Then I want to take a, this one is an olive green. Same thing, make sure it's sharp. And then do the same thing with olive green. And just go over it again. Just very messy. Just go over it. Okay. All right. Okay. Now let's take black. And with our black, we're going to start making the same thing, but don't go all the way up, okay? The same thing, but not all the way up, because we want to leave like it's a highlight up at the top. Okay. Same. And then at the bottom, let's go and make a shadow down here. Kind of darken it. So it's got a nice little, you know, like a nice shoreline at the bottom. It gives it more of like a dramatic. See how that really made it pop out a little bit? Made it really give it more of that extreme coloring that, you know, I like. Alright, uh-oh, let me get that phone. Hold on. Ah, okay, hold on. Sorry about that. Okay, so now we just keep doing the same thing. Just get nice and mushy here, messy. Just make it some up higher, some lower. You know, you just want to give it a nice, interesting shoreline here. Then we want to do the same thing with the bottom. Just darken it for our nice shoreline for the drama to make it really pop out and give it a little shade underneath. Come down into the ocean a little bit, into the water. There you go. All right. So far, so good, huh? All right, now we got to do the, let's do the building, okay? So for the building, let's grab some grays. All right, so let's take some 20% cool gray, and let's put in the base of these houses, right? 20% cool gray for that. Okay. Then let's take 30% warm gray, and let's give it a little bit of shade here on the side. Let's have it coming from like this side here. On the sides here. Okay. And then let's give it a little bit more. I think it needs a little bit more. Let's go with this 50% warm gray. Yeah, and get a little bit more here. On the sides here. Just blend it into that, because I don't think it was quite dark enough. Gotta give it some real. Okay. All right. Now let's see. We need. Let's get some black in here. These better make it sharper. There it is. Kind of small. I gotta have a sharp pencil. Okay. I'm gonna outline this a little bit with the black to give it a little bit more oomph there. Let's see, give us maybe a black roof. Let's see, yeah. It needs some drama. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna, let's take 90% cool gray up here. Okay. I think black might be a little bit too much for up there. 90% cool gray. Give it a nice. Give a little bit of a shade on the side. Cool gray. See, that gives it a nice realistic, nice look to that there. Alrighty. Alright, that looks good. Alright. Alrighty. Now, what we got to do here is let's do the sides of this. Now I got to decide what we want to do. Let's do it in a, let's see. Oh no, let me think about this here. Okay, so now I've not really used these bronzes a lot, you know, the bronzes and the golds. So I think I'm going to try it on here, on these little windows. So let's take the the bronze, and I'm gonna lightly, just very lightly, come around here and just lightly put in a base here with the bronze. I've never really used these, but I think this is a good time to try it. Okay, so I'm just going to lightly put like a nice light base here of the bronze. Okay, then what I want to do is after I put this base in, I'll just go, make sure you go the direction of the way this little window's going. Kind of go around these little guys. All right, then I want to leave kind of like a highlight on the edge, so I want to kind of darken. I'm kind of, see how I'm making like a little rim? Because I want to make this part here darker. See, like, kind of like that. And I want to make kind of like a little lip of a highlight in there. See? So it has a little bit of a, see right here how I made a little definition right there? So it has a nice little definition. Like a little, for like a highlight. To make it a little bit more realistic, I guess. I don't know. Okay. You guys know I need to turn my work, so I'm gonna turn this. I don't know how you guys work, but I have to turn it. And I'm gonna do this all the way around, and I'm just gonna try to keep it even, that little lip, the highlight. And I'm gonna, so I want it darker on this one, darker on the one side. Okay, now again, so now I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm nice and light in here. I want it nice and light, and then where this lip area is here, right about that way, is where I want it a little darker. Okay. And I'll throw in some shadows in here later, but I just want to do the same thing, nice and light. And then I try to keep that same distance across here. Okay. Alrighty. Same thing, nice and white. Here. And then from about here, so roughly. A little darker, right? Let's see, how does that look? Let me look. Alright, yeah, so far so good. I'm gonna, let's see, I'm gonna work on this. I'm gonna add some more colors to this, but let's work on this so far here. Alright, light. Just follow along. Keep that lip right around the same distance around, just eyeball it. You're just kind of guessing roughly about that much around here. Okay. Go ahead and turn it again. Some light. So fun coloring, isn't it? So relaxing. Alright, so then just color around here about the same. Just see how I'm just go the direction of the grain of our little window here. Alright. Nice and light. Darker here. Okay. Nice and light. Then darker. And then darker. Alrighty. Alright. Alright, so then we got a nice little start. That's a start anyway. Alright, now let's start giving it some more little love here. Alright, let's do the same thing here. Let's just lightly, just fill this in lightly. Just really light here. Really light here. Alright. Now, I'm just wondering, let's just leave this. Okay, let's take this, the metallic gold now, and then with the metallic gold, let's go on the outside of this a little bit and darken a little, and just a little bit, it's kind of like a shadow on the outside. I'm kind of going over that black line. I don't want that line to look like that, so I'm just kind of, and then blending it in some of these areas here. Just I like more like for a shadow. It'd be darker over here because this is where the curtain is, you know, so it'd be a little bit more of a shadow there. More of a shadow under here. Where our curtain is, see? Give it a little bit more shadow. Okay. And then we'll have to have a shadow under here. And give it some shadow here. Okay, I think it doesn't need maybe around these things, maybe a little bit of accent, huh? Around here. And then about the sides of these. And then let's leave a little highlight in the middle. See how I'm like kind of like making like a little highlight in the middle there, see? So it's like a highlight there in the middle. And then let's see, go back around here again, give more of a shadow on the edge. Yeah. All right. All right, and come around here, same way. Here. All right, and then on the top, okay, we gotta come around the top here. And then we're going to have to make a nice shadow up in here. And then do the same on this side here with the highlight. A little highlight in the middle, huh? Okay, now let's take some sandbar brown. Let's see, is that dark enough? No, I don't think it is. I needed something a little bit darker. Let's see, what's darker? I'm trying to see. Let's see what this one. Trying to see. Let's try. My colors are kind of. Let's see what this is here. Let's see espresso. I just need a little bit more. Okay, let's see some espresso. Yeah. We need a little bit more in here. See the espresso, yeah. Give it a little bit more shadow in some of those areas here. Underneath here, and then maybe over here a little. It just needs a little bit more oomph in these areas here where it's going to be a little bit more shadier, you know. Maybe a little bit. Just over. Okay. Put some up in here too. See, that's the thing when you're coloring, you know, you got to think about the little bit of shades. The shading is what really makes your picture better, because if you don't have enough shading, then you're not going to have, there's not enough dramatics, you know. A lot of people, you get afraid to add a little bit, you know, to add it. And I know it's scary, but it just really, I don't know, just adds that little bit of extra oomph, you know, that it needs when you're doing stuff. It just gives it a little bit more love to it, you know. Okay, now what we need to do here is we need let's try, I need something really, let's try that, where's that dark, that warm gray that we were using, the 90%, that 90% cool gray. Let's take that 90% cool gray and really give it some in here. Just give it a little bit more in here. Just really, you know, give it a nice, okay. And what we gotta have to do here is, well, we'll give it some shading on the edges, on the wall here, when we're done here. I mean, when we're done, I think we're gonna have to shade along the wall. But I don't really want to get along the wall yet because, well, yeah, we might as well just lightly go along the outside of the wall. So make it darker, like a border here. Okay, like that, and then lightly give it like a shadow here, a little shadow. Bring it out, and then we're going to bring it into the wall. Messy. A little bit later, we'll mess it up just to give it a more natural effect when we do the wall. But for now, let's just give it a little 3D effect. And then the bottom won't be as thick as the sides. See how it gives it a little bit of more of a 3D, like it's more popping out a little bit. Okay. This one, so fun, right? I know, so fun. Okay, but that's what we gotta do for our shade. I'm just going alongside the curtain because I mean I happen to be here, so I might as well. I'm just lightly kind of giving this a little bit of a shade along the side. All right, and the same here, just lightly, light, just along the edge, ever so gently. Okay. Blend it in later. All right, and you don't want it too neat. We'll blend it in with the wall color later. Okay, and then up here we'll just darken this a little bit. Just a little outer shadow. Not much, just a little bit of an outer shadow, see? Just a little bit. Just a little bit of an outer shadow. See? Just a little bit. Just a hint. Just to give it just a hint so it's not quite so, you know, just so it's not quite so stark with the drawing, you know. See? See if you get a little closer, see what I mean? See? I don't know if you could see here. It's not going to focus, I don't think. Probably won't focus, but just ever so slightly, just so it dirties it up just a bit. See that? Just a little bit, just so it's not quite so stark with the drawing, you know. All right, now let's make sure that this is nice and sharp. Okay, let's go on the outsides of these little guys. And just go on the outsides of these little screws, rivets, or whatever they are, little something or others. And I don't know if I want to leave them white or do I? I don't know. But let's give them a little bit of like you know, I don't know, just some accents to it, like it's, you know, they just need some. They were just too neat in there. Just see how I'm just kind of going along and just on the side, just kind of messing them up a little bit, and just putting in a little bit of detail. And you just all this detail just adds character, you know. It just gives it a little bit more oomph, a little bit more character to it, you know. Make some a little darker if you want. Little defects. Just gives it a little bit more life to it, a little more interest, you know. maybe, you know, like just, see? Just so they don't look so fake, just popping in there. Just, I don't know, I think it just makes it look a little bit more interesting. Uh-oh. Sorry. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so now what we got to do, let's do the inside. I just finished that while I was on the phone, this other one. It's exactly the same. Okay, so now what we got to do here is we need to do the inside of the window. So let's do the inside of the window using, I think I want to do it darker. So let's do it with this one. Let's take the metallic gold, because it's darker, and I'm going to fill that in with this metallic gold here. Okay. Just kind of filling it in. Now I want to make it lighter in some spots, darker in some spots. Just so it has a little bit of, you know, like put maybe a little lighter in here, darker down in here, nice lighter in here. I just did lighter and darker, you know. I don't know if you can even see it in there or not, but all right. Then let's do the espresso, and then I'm gonna darken this up because I want this to be darker. So I'm gonna darken up this side because this side is going to have a shadow in here. So this side I want it to look like it's going in, right? So I'm gonna darken this and this part in here. I'll leave a little lighter maybe. Okay, then I will a little lighter in here because I want it to be like the light is a little bit lighter down here. A little lighter in here. Okay. But then I want to put this darker color, that the 90% cool gray, I want to put on this side here because this is the side I want it to be darker. So I'm going to just put it on this side here. One on the edge, but that's all right, whatever. And then I want to, oh, whoops. Going a little bit too fast here. Well, sorry about that window. Sorry about that window. Went on the edge a little bit, my pencils a little bit. Okay, because I want it to look like it's inset. So now I'm gonna turn my paper and I want to come around the edge here, sharpen it, because it's got to be sharpened, and I want to set this in on here so that it's okay. Alrighty. And there we go. Okay. Okay, so now we just got that there. So I think that this is going to be the end of part 1. Okay, so just kind of keep playing around with this, and then do the other side the same way. All right, and now you got both your little windows, and there we go. So now we will continue and do part 2. Okay, there you go.